Albert Ramsdell Gurney's Love Letters by Professor Ashoke Vishwanathan and Dr. Tania Chakravertty. The stage is yours now.
Andrew Makepeace Lad III accepts with pleasure the kind invitation of Mr. and Mrs. Gilbert Channing Gardner for a birthday party in honor of their daughter Melissa on April 19, 1937 at 3:30.
Dear Andy, thank you for the birthday present. I have a lot of Oz books, but not the Lost Princess of Oz. What made you give me that one? Sincerely yours, Melissa.
I'm answering your letter about the book. When you came into second grade with that stuck-up nurse, you looked like a lost princess.
I don't believe what you wrote. I think my mother told your mother to get that book. I like the pictures more than the words. Now let's stop writing letters.
Will you be my Valentine?
Were you the one who sent me a Valentine saying, "Will you be my Valentine?"
Yes, I sent it.
Then I will be. Unless I have to kiss you.
When it's warmer out, can I come over and swim in your pool?
No, you can't. I have a new nurse named Miss Hawthorne who thinks you'll give me infantile paralysis.
Will you help me go down and get the milk and cookies during recess?
I will, if you don't ask me to marry you again.
I will not write personal
notes in class.
I will not write personal notes in class. I will not. Dear Melissa, remember me? Andy Lad? They sent me to camp so I can be with all the boys again. This is quiet hour, so we have to write home, but I've already done that, so I'm writing you. There's a real Indian here named Iron Crow who takes on nature walks and teaches us new plants a day. It's okay, except he forgot about poison ivy. I won the black stroke, I won the backstroke, which gives me 2.5 gold stars. If I get over 50 gold stars by Parents' Day, then I win a leadership prize, which is what my father accepts of me.
Help! Yikes! I can't write letters. It took me hours just to write Dear Andy. I wrote my father because I miss him so much. What to write a boy? Hell's bells and oriental smells. I'm sending you this picture I drew of our cat instead. Don't you love his expression? It's not quite right, but I tried 3 times. I drew those jiggly lines around his tail because sometimes the tail behaves like a completely separate person. I love that tail. There's a part of me that feels like the tail. Oh, and here's some bad news. My mother's gotten married again to a man named Hooper MacPhail. Help! Let me out of here.
I like the cat. Is that the cat you threw in the pool that time when you were playing over at your house in 3rd grade?
No, that was a different cat entirely.
This is a dumb Halloween con. You wouldn't scare anyone, but I'm really writing about dancing school. My parents say I have to go this year, but I don't see why I have to. I can't figure out why they keep sending us away from girls and then telling us we have to be with them. I will go to dancing school also. Just write yes or no, since you hate writing.
Yes.
I know it seems jerky, but I like writing actually. I like writing compositions in English. I like writing letters. I like writing you. I wanted to write that letter to your mother because I knew you'd see it. So it was like talking to you when you weren't there. And you couldn't interrupt. My father says everyone should write letters as much as they can. It's a dying art. He says letters are a way of presenting yourself in the best possible light to another person. I think so too.
I think you sound too much like your father. But I'm not going to argue by the wheel. And anyway, the skiing's too good.
Get well soon. I'm sorry you broke your leg.
Mommy says I broke it purposely because I'm a self-destructive person and went down Whiteface Mountain without asking permission. All I know is I wish I'd broken my arm instead, so I would have a good excuse not to write letters. I'm imposing a picture I drew of the bed fan. I'm serious. Don't you love its shape?
Andrew M. Ladd III accepts with pleasure the kind invitation of Mrs. R. Ferguson Brown for a dinner in honor of her granddaughter Melissa Gardner before the Children's Charity Ball.
I'm writing this letter because I'm scared if I called you up, I'd start crying right on the telephone. I'm really mad at you, Andy. Don't you know that when you're invited to a dinner before a dance, you're supposed to dance with the person, giving it at least twice. And I don't need my grandmother either. That's why they give dinner parties, so people get danced with. I noticed you danced with Ginny waiters, but you never danced with me once. I just think that's rude, that's all. Straighten up and fly right, Andy. How do you expect to get anywhere in life if you're so rude to women? Nuts to you, Andy. And that goes double on Sunday.
I didn't dance with you because I've got a stretched groin. If you don't know what that means, look it up sometime. I was going to tell you in person, but I got embarrassed. I stretched it playing hockey last week. The only reason I dance with Ginny waiters is she takes tiny steps. And you always make me do those big spins, and we could have gotten into serious trouble. I tried it out at home with my mother first, and it hurt like hell. That's why I didn't dance with you. I'm using a heating pad now, and maybe we can dance next week at the junior assemblies.
I don't believe that hockey stuff. I'm saying the Ginny waiters stretch your groin. And next time you cut in, I'm going to stretch the other one.
Huh? You obviously don't know what a groin is.
You obviously don't know what a joke is. Help! Let me out of here! They've shipped me off to this nunnery. It's the end of the absolute world. We have to wear these sappy midi blouses and learn posture in gym and speak French out loud in class.
Just got your letter. They shipped me off too. Last minute decision. Your mother told my mother it would do me good. She said I was a diamond in the rough. I'll write as soon as I'm smoother.
Dear Diamond, you too? Oh, I give up. Why do they keep pushing us together and then pulling us apart? I think we are all being brought up by a bunch of foolish old farts. Now we have to write letters, which I hate. But don't let them smooth your candy. I like the rough parts. In fact, sometimes I think you ought to be a little rougher. Love me.
I'm very sorry to be so late in replying, but I haven't had much time. I also have a lot of obligations. I have to write my parents once a week and 3 out of 4 grandparents separately once a month. And Minnie, our cook, who sent me a box of fudge. Plus, I have all my schoolwork to do, including a composition once a week for English, another for history. My grandmother gave me a new Parker 51 and some writing paper with my name on it as a going-away present. But still, that's a lot of writing. Last week I was so tied up. Will you be around this summer? I think I've got a summer job caddying, so no more camp, thank God.
I'll be visiting my father in California. I haven't seen him in 4 years. He has a new wife, and I have 2 half-sisters now. It's like going to find a whole new family. Oh, I hope.
Do you like California? Write me about California. How's your second family? Did you get my letters? I checked with your mother and I had the correct address. How come you haven't answered me all summer? Back at school now. Hope everything's okay with you. Did you get my letters out in California? Or did you have a wicked stepmother who confiscated them?
I don't want to talk about California. Ever. For a while I thought I had 2 families. But now I know. I really don't have any. You're very lucky, Andy. You don't know it, but you are. Ah, but maybe I'm lucky too, in another way. I was talking to Mrs. Wadsworth, who comes in from Hartford to teach us art. She says I have a real talent, both in drawing and in painting. And she's going to try me out in pottery as well. She says some afternoon she's going to take me just by myself to her studio in Hartford. And we'll do light drawings of a lover in just a jock strap. Don't laugh. She says, well, art and sex are sort of the same thing.
I have to tell you this right off the bat. I'm really goddamn mad at you. I invite you up here for the only dance my class has been able to go to since we got here. I meet you at the train and buy you a vanilla milkshake and bring you out to school in a taxi. I score 2 goals for you during a hockey game the next afternoon. I buy you the $8 gardenia corset. I make sure your dance card is filled with the most regular guy in the school. And then what happens? I now hear that you sneaked off with Bob Bertram during the Vienna Waltz and necked with him in the courtroom. I heard that from 2 guys. And then Bob himself brought it up yesterday at breakfast. He says he French kissed you and touched both your breasts. I tried to punch him, but Mr. Embury restrained me. I'm really sore, Melissa. I consider this a betrayal of everything I hold near and dear, particularly since you would hardly ever let me kiss you goodnight after we had cocoa at the rector's. And you know what I'm talking about too. So don't expect any more letters from me, or any telephone calls either during spring vacation. Sincerely yours.
Sorry. I am. I hate that Bob Bartram. I hated him even when I met with him. I know you wouldn't believe that, but it's true. You can be attracted to someone you hate. Well, maybe you can't, but I can. So, alright, I met with him, but he never touched my chest. And if he says he did, he should be strung up by his testicles. You tell him that for me at breakfast. Anyway, I got carried away, Andy. And I'm a stupid bitch. And I'm sorry. I felt so guilty about it that I didn't want to kiss you after the cocoa. And besides, Andy, how do I say this? With you it's different. You're like a friend to me. You're like a brother. I've never had a brother. And I don't have too many friends. So we are both, Andy. You're it. My mother says you must never say that to a man. But I'm saying it anyway, and it's true. Maybe if I didn't know you so well, maybe if I hadn't grown up with you, maybe if we hadn't written all these goddamn letters all the time, I could have kissed you the way I kissed Bob Bartram. Oh, but please, let's see each other spring vacation. Please. I count on you, Andy. I need you. I think sometimes I'd go stark raving mad if I didn't have you to hold on to. I really think that sometimes. Much love.
I wrote you a letter from New Hampshire. Did you receive it? Are you there or are you visiting your grandmother or what? Are you sore at me? I'll bet you're sore at me. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm a stuffy bastard sometimes, aren't I? The hell with you then.
Ooh. Big tough Andy using 4-letter words like hell.
Screw you.
Don't you wish you could?
Everyone else seems to be.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers. Dear Andrew Makepeace lad, the Third, I just wanted to know you hurt me very much. I just wanted to know that. Now let's leave each other alone for a while. Alright? Alright.
I'm writing because when I telephoned, you just hung up on me. One thing about letters, you can't hang up on them.
You can tear up letters though. Enclose are the pieces. Send them to Angela Atkinson at Sarah Lawrence.
What the hell is the matter?
I hear you're now writing long letters twice a week to Angela Atkinson. That's what's the matter.
Okay, here goes. The reason I'm writing Angie Atkinson is because I just don't think I can stop writing letters, particularly to girls. As I told you before, in some ways I feel most alive when I'm holed up in some corner, writing things down. I pick up a pen and almost immediately everything seems to take shape around me. I love to write. I love writing my parents because then I'm for a short while a true scholar. I love writing essays for English. I love writing letters to the newspaper, notes to my friends, Christmas cards, anything that I have to put down in words. I love writing to you. You most of all, as I always have. I feel like a true lover when I'm writing to you.
Dear Andy, guess what? Right while I was in the middle of reading your letter, Jack Duffield telephoned from Amherst and asked me for a weekend up there. So I said yes before I got to where you asked me. Sorry, sweetie, but it looks like the telephone wins in the end.
Dear Melissa, sometimes I don't think this is the end. It could be, but I don't really think it is. At least I hope it isn't. Love, Andy.
A short interval of a minute.